Hello and welcome to this quick yoga flow for hamstring flexibility. If you have 2 yoga blocks and a yoga strap handy, go ahead and grab those now. If you don't have them, no worries, you can complete this class without any props as well. When you're ready, we'll meet on the mat in a downward facing dog. So come up onto the hands and the feet. Spread those fingertips out wide, press into the palms, let your head and neck relax, hips and tailbone lift high, heels reaching down for the mat, not necessarily touching. And from here, just begin to pedal out the feet. So come up high onto the toes of one foot while sinking the opposite heel down, and then just alternate sides. Feeling that stretch through the hamstrings, through the backs of the legs. Good. Find stillness in your downward facing dog, really sinking those heels down towards the mat. And then peek forward between your hands. Step your right foot forward, coming into a low runner's lunge. Begin to just rock forward and back. So feeling a stretch through that left calf, maybe into the left hip flexor, and then drop that knee down, sink your hips back towards your heels, straighten out that front leg. Shift forward back into a lunge, chest and gaze forward, and then exhale, sink your hips back, straighten out that front leg, half splits. So alternate back and forth here. Inhale, sends you forward to that lunge. Maybe you reach both hands up on the lunge, and then exhale, shift those hips back, straighten out the front leg for your half splits. Syncing your movement with your breath here. Just moving back and forth. Next time you find yourself in your half splits, come up high onto the fingertips, find a flat back, and then exhale, fold over that leg. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold. Inhale and exhale. Come back into your lunge, step that back foot forward, straighten out both legs, coming into a pyramid pose. Feel free to grab your yoga blocks here, placing them underneath both hands, giving you a little bit more space here to find a flat spine. And then rock back and forth, so coming up high onto the back toes, and then lifting the front toes. So just rocking back and forth, getting a stretch through the legs. And then find stillness, fold forward over that front leg. Good. Place your blocks off to the side. Turn to face the long edge of the mat. Feet are parallel, finding a wide leg forward fold. Letting your head, neck, and upper body hang heavy. Walk your hands over towards your left foot. Sink your hips down onto that heel, finding Skandasana, side lunge. Fingertips could stay down on the mat for balance. And then crawl your hands around to frame that front foot, coming into your runner's lunge. Step that back foot forward, forward fold at the top of the mat. Knees might have a slight micro bend here. Inhale up to a flat back, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale up to a flat back, crown of the head reaches forward, and exhale, fold. One more time, inhale up to a flat back, and exhale, dive over the legs, forward fold. Step your feet back, come back into a downward facing dog. Sinking the heels down to the mat, lifting the hips and tailbone high, And start to pedal out the feet here again. Maybe noticing that the hamstrings feel more open now than they did at first. Peeking forward between your hands, step that left foot forward, coming into that low runner's lunge. Begin to rock back and forth, getting a stretch through the right calf, maybe into the right hip flexor as well. And then drop that knee down, straighten out the front leg, shift your hips back, half splits. Sink your hips forward, chest and gaze is lifted, low lunge. And exhale, half splits, sink those hips back, straighten out that leg. So move back and forth here. Maybe your hands reach up on that lunge. And then on your exhale, send those hips back, straighten out that leg, half splits. Inhale, sends you forward. And then exhale, sends you back. So just alternating back and forth here, moving with your own breath pace. And next time you find yourself in those half splits, lift up high on the fingertips to a flat back and exhale, fold over that leg. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, finding a flat back, and exhale, fold. Grab your yoga blocks if you have them, and we're coming up to pyramid pose. So maybe hopping that back foot slightly in, all 10 toes face forward, legs are straight. And begin to rock back and forth. So coming up high on the back toes, and then lifting those front toes. Hands could be on blocks here, giving you a little more space, allowing you to keep that spine nice and straight. If you're using your blocks, put them to the side, turn to face the long edge of the mat, feet are parallel, wide leg forward fold. Upper body is relaxed. Begin to crawl your hands around to frame that front foot. Coming into a low runner's lunge, step that back foot forward, forward fold. Plant your right hand down in front of you and then reach the left hand up, bending into the right knee. And then switching sides, so bending into the left knee, left hand plants, right hand reaches up. You could have that hand planted on the mat or on a block. And we'll repeat 1 more time on each side. Good. Folding over both legs. We'll make our way down into a seat. Sitting all the way down onto the mat. Wrap your fingers underneath that right foot and straighten out that right leg. So coming into heron pose. Pulling that leg in close to the body. And then we'll switch sides. So wrapping your fingers around the sole of that left foot, straightening out that left leg. Good. Release that left foot back down to the mat. We're lowering to our backs. If you have your yoga strap handy, go ahead and grab that now. Wrap that strap around the sole of your right foot. Right foot will stand on the ceiling, and use a strap to pull that leg in closer to your body. If you don't have the strap, you can just interlace your fingers behind that right thigh. Maybe you walk your hands up the strap or up the back of the leg, getting a deeper stretch in the hamstring. And then you'll release that right foot down and switch sides. Left foot stands on the ceiling. either holding on to the strap or interlacing fingers behind the left thigh and pulling that left leg in closer to your body. Maybe you begin to walk your hands up the strap or up the back of the leg, finding a deeper hamstring stretch here. And when you're ready, go ahead and release the left foot down, finding stillness, maybe placing one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, and just begin to notice how your body feels, noticing the space that you've created. This is where I will leave you today. Feel free to relax here on your back as long as you'd like.